Hello everybody, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm starting the timer at 8 minutes. I think I can get it all in 8. It's 5:45 p.m. Here's the story. 25 years ago, when I came to Phoenix, Arizona from Denver, I went to what would be the equivalent of a Bible bookstore, except it was all Jewish. In there I found this. Do you know what this is? Jews have these, or Israelites have these in their home for the blessing of God on their home. And they can be outside or inside, in the corner of the living room, above the door, the main entrance. It's a hamsa. It's the hand of God, all right, a hamsa. On here, I asked the Jewish man that owned the Jewish Bible bookstore, because I was there to find one of these. See the red letters right here? They say flashcards. Ever been taught by flashcards math or English? If you're not 50, if you're 40 and younger, you probably have never seen flashcards. We who are 60, 70, 75 and older, such as myself, were taught from flashcards in the 50s when you first started school. He wouldn't tell me the 4 sacred Hebrew letters going from this direction to that direction. Hebrew goes in the opposite direction. That's a 10, that's a 5, that's a 6, and that's a 5. That's what this teaching is all about. Which is more correct? The highest, the higher. The higher understanding. That's what I'll name this teaching. Higher understanding. It isn't about I know more than you. It's what you've been taught at mind illumination intelligence, whether high school, college, or street smarts, life, and what goes on in the street. I won't chase that rabbit, but I thought of something. It's about spiritual revelation that is higher than man's mind or illumination. Man functions in this realm, this world, with his 5 senses and intelligence, all right? Illumination. But revelation of the Spirit is higher than man's mind or illumination. So spiritual revelation is higher. Now, do you have higher understanding of the name of God? All right. Do you believe, here's the question, one's lower illumination and one is higher revelation? Do you believe that the name of God is Yahweh or Yahweh? That's where these come in handy. Now, I don't read Hebrew. People think, my Bible mentor read and spoke 5 or 6 different languages, which included Yiddish, Hebrew, German, Russian, Greek. He went and talked with Moody of the Greek Moody Bible College and taught Moody his Hebrew, and they could both understand Greek Septuagint and read it. All right, now, I went after the box, the flashcards, in the Jewish Bible bookstore. While I was in there, I bought the Hamsa, of which the Jewish man would not say that name. That's a name right there. 4 Hebrew letters, of which you only need to know 3, because there's 2 identical Hebrew letters in the sacred name of God. All right? Here are the flashcards. Here are the first 10 letters in Hebrew, of which we're only going to concern ourselves with 3. All right? There's the first letter. There's the second letter. Now, in Hebrew, after 300 to 500 years, they put dots around them, because depending on the letters before or after, there's more than one influence or meaning for the letter or the figure, all right? There are 22 figures in Hebrew in the original, and they total up to 400, starting with 1 through 10, then 10 through 90, and then 100, 200, 300, 400. We're only concerned with the first 10 figures of the Hebrew alphabet. This was figure number 3. Here's figure number 4. Now we're concerned with this letter, and there's got to be a space right there. If it touches, it's a different word with a different sound or meaning. This is the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, twice in the sacred name of God. So I'm going to set it over on my armchair here, set it aside. We're going to go back to it. This is the 6th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. I don't read or speak Hebrew. I got flashcards, all right? I'm a Gentile, uncircumcised in the flesh. I'm a real Gentile, all right? If that line came out of the middle of the bottom of the head of this letter, it would be a different letter. It's got to come off the back side, We're saving this because this is the 3rd letter in the sacred name, the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet with a numerical value of 6 because it's the 6th letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're after the 10th letter because it begins the sacred name. All right, here's the 7th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And here's my point earlier. This one touches. So therefore, it's het. Because we're going to figure out what the higher spiritual revelation understanding of the name is. Here is the 9th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and here's one of the 3 letters we're after, the most important letter. It is the smallest letter in Hebrew, 1/3 the size of all other ones. It is the 10th letter with the numerical value of 10, and it is pronounced Y-U-D or Y-I or Y-O-D, Yod. That's how in English or Greek or Hebrew you make the sound to pronounce the smallest letter in Hebrew, the 10th letter with a value of 10. 10 is completion in God's spiritual numbers. I also teach 0 through 10 and 13 of the first 13 numerical numbers, the meaning of them, spiritual meaning. All right, now we're back to the first letter of the sacred name, the 10th letter. All right, that's 8 minutes. We got plenty of time to get out here. Here's the 2nd letter of the sacred name, which I'm going to put behind this letter because it's repeated, and it has a value of 5. It's the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The 2nd letter we have to memorize. The squiggly or this leg cannot touch. There's got to be a space. All right? I'm putting it behind. Here's the 3rd letter of the sacred name. You must come off the back. All right? And again, twice, 2 5s in the sacred name. A 10, 2 5s, 5, 5, and 10. When I went to school, I couldn't read or spell, but I could do math, equals 20. And the 3rd letter of the Hebrew alphabet with a value of 6, 20 plus 6 is what? 26. The numerical value of the sacred name is 26. Now the point I want to make, we started with the first letter of the sacred name, has a value of 10. It's Yud or Y-O-D, Y-U-D, or Y-I. All right? The question is Yahweh more correct or Yahvah more correct? Here is the 2nd letter of the sacred name, which is repeated. It has a numerical value of 5, and it is pronounced H-E-Y, H-A-Y, or H-I for Yah or Yeh. All right? H sound, Yah. Y-E-H, Y-A-H. fifth letter, second letter of the sacred name. Here's the one that answers the question. Is Yahweh higher or lower, or is Yahweh lower or higher? Which one should be above the other? Okay? Well, how do you pronounce this letter? You do not pronounce it Yahweh. It is always pronounced V, Vi, Vav, or Vet. So Yahweh is more correct and higher spiritual revelation of the pronunciation of the sacred name of God. We'll end with this. How are we doing on time? 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Let me run this one by you. Yah is the higher above understanding, the short form name of our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed, El. El is a title for strong and almighty. You and I, when we praise God or praise Yah, it's hallelujah. Hallowed El You Yah. All right? Yah, Y-A-H. Yahvah, the sixth letter, which is always pronounced V, Vi, Vav, or Vet, is more correct according to the Hebrew alphabet. 10, 5, 6, 5 equals 26. Yahweh, all right? There is no W and no J in Hebrew. Maybe later, thousands of years later, or 2 to 3, 500 years later, when they added the dots around, but in the original Hebrew, which came out of Aramaic, the mother language of Hebrew, Abram the Hebrew, the wanderer, is Aramaic. Northern Arabia, Aramaic, not with a B, Arabic. Difference, all right? So when the Spirit deals with you and you say the sacred name, it's Yahweh, sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, always pronounced V, Vi, Vav, or Vet. Yahweh is a greater, higher, more spiritual understanding than using the name Yahweh. 12 minutes and 23 seconds. I hope you got something out of that. I don't read Hebrew, but I know the three letters in the sacred name, what they add up to, and how to pronounce them. Yod, He, Vav, He. Love ya. Bye.